Welcome to the Ray Infinity Show podcast, everyone. I'm your host, Ray. And as you can tell, it looks a little different right here. You can clearly tell. I've got a new mic and I got a new camera. Well, the new camera actually, that's actually just a webcam that I got. And yeah, it's a much better camera. I needed to get one because the original camera I was using was just literally my laptop camera, and looking at it, it wasn't the best quality, so I needed to work on that. So yeah, and I got a brand new mic. My old mic was the Blue Yeti, and this new mic that I have, the Shure SM7B, which is probably the best microphone there is out there on the market. It probably is. And this microphone is effing amazing. I love it. Like, you cannot believe how much I love this microphone right here. It's awesome. And like on top of that, the picture quality is better on the podcast. So, and the audio, the picture, everything, it's great. It's much easier to watch the show now, actually. Like literally, like all podcast guys, you always start down at the bottom with what equipment you have, pretty much. But you work your way up, and like I've worked my way up, and now I'm to this point. I got this brand new microphone, and like I said, it's effing amazing. I can't wait to use it even more. There wasn't going to be a show today, but I really wanted to use this, so I just had to, man. I just had to because I love this microphone. I wanted to test it out on the podcast. So, yep, I'm doing the podcast right now. All right. Before I get into like the topics here and all that, as you guys know from one of the shorts I posted, I believe it was the last one. Yeah, it was the last short I posted. I am doing the carnivore diet. What the carnivore diet is just eating meat, pretty much. That's really what it is. But you can eat eggs with it too, and I do. And like, there's no way I could get through it without eating eggs as well. Because yeah, you can also drink water too. Like those are pretty much the only things you can do. And the carnivore diet is, guess what? While I'm doing it, I actually feel great. Like I haven't felt this good in a while. Like my depression and anxiety are down actually by a whole lot. And I'm glad that that's happening. Right? I feel so much better. I haven't felt this good in a long time right here. So yeah. Yeah. But thank you guys for coming in. I'm glad you guys are here so we can get this podcast going. Oh, and by the way, you guys might think I look a little more puffy. So what that is it's not real. It's not me getting bigger, because like I have been doing the carnivore diet, and I'm also doing weights more. Like literally, I get up every morning to go lift weights. Well, I have weights here at my place, so I lift the weights, and I get up at 9 a.m., which for Eastern time it's 10 a.m. But yeah, I get up and I just lift weights for like an hour to an hour and a half, and yeah, and then after that, I just eat breakfast. Well, I usually eat breakfast, so yeah. Hey, what up, Monopoly? How you doing, brother? You see, how you doing? Like, as you can clearly see, this is a better audio thing right here. So, yeah, this works a hell of a lot good. Like, this is a hell of a lot good. So, glad you're here, brother. Thanks for showing up. But, yeah, like, I get up at 9 a.m. and I work out. And, like, after that, I eat breakfast, then go on about the day. Like, I eat again, I eat 2 or 3 meals a day. Like, really, the first meal I eat is just eggs. And after that it'll be some meat, and then after that, for supper, it'll be meat. That's literally all it is. It's literally just that easy. So yeah, I'm glad you guys are here. So so yeah, but the only reason I do look a little more puffy, bigger, just a little bit than what you normally see, that's because like from work, because I haven't worked out from a while. Like it's from water retention. So like when I work out, like literally is like microscopic tears in my muscles. So my body is retaining water and using it to like try to heal me up better. So that's really what it is. I'm not getting bigger. I'm not. It's literally all it is just water. That's because I haven't worked out in a long time. So I'm getting back into working out, and like yeah, this will be good right here. So because I'm just trying to get my health back better and all of that because like my health needs to get so much better. So yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yep, I love that flag, man. I've had it. I've had the flag for months. I forgot how many months I've had it, but it's really I love it. So yeah, you can also see the that flag right that the flag next to it. So yeah, I think you can clearly see what it is just from that little mark you can see right there. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm glad you guys are here like that. And like one of the topics I wanted to cover here today, speaking of the carnivore diet, I don't think I never talked about this guy. I'm actually this guy that I'm going to be talking about. I have a love-hate relationship for him because like a lot of you may have heard of him, a lot of you may not have. The Liver King. If you guys don't know who the Liver King is, like he is like a very ripped person, very ripped, and he eats raw blooded meat. Like literally, he also the organs inside of the animal. Like he doesn't just eat all the meat around the animal. He also eats the organs around the animal. Like wow, like you couldn't believe this right here. And like it's awesome. Like you watch this guy's workout videos and stuff like that. Like it's awesome. Like you can't even believe this stuff right here. And like I said, he only eats meat. That's literally all he does. He's a pure carnivore, like pure carnivore. And like he's one of the inspirations why I'm doing the carnivore diet right now. So yeah, Jordan Peterson did do that diet. It did go great. It did. His depression, anxiety, all that went away. He was able to sleep. He better. He was able to go to bed and wake up. Like literally, it benefited him a lot. Same thing with his daughter, his daughter has severe arthritis, and the carnivore diet basically reduced her symptoms dramatically. So, yeah, it's much, much better. So, yeah. And Metalopoly, let me know if the audio is better or not, because I got the new microphone, I got the new microphone and the new camera right here. Let me know if it's good or not. Like compared to how it used to be. So yeah, because literally I'm just trying to improve the quality of the show right here. So yeah. But yeah, the Liver King. Like when I said, like when I'm talking about, like I love his work ethic. I love that he's promoting a healthy diet and all that kind of stuff. But let's be real, that guy's on steroids. He's clearly on steroids. Like if you look at his body type, literally his body type, he's clearly on steroids. I don't know what kind of steroids they are, but they're steroids. And his abs, if you look at this guy's abs, his abs are sculpted. Like they're not real abs. You can clearly tell. Like I'm gonna bring this up because I want to. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about today, about the Liver King. Let me get this up right here. It's like Liver King. So yeah, right here. Let me bring this right up. Let me bring this up. Sorry, Joe Rogan Liver King. That's actually one of the things I wanted to talk about right here. Where is this right here? Let me get this right here. I'll bring the photo up first before I bring that video up. Okay, Liver King. Right here. Where is this right here? Is this the right photo? I'm trying to find. Liver. I'm gonna go to Instagram. My mistake. Instagram. Liver King. Okay. Is this it right here? Okay, yeah, I got to his Instagram. I'm trying to find right here. I got it right here, guys. So, give me 1 second. Bring this up. Share screen. Liver King. Look at that. This guy's on steroids. Like when I said I have a love-hate relationship with for him, like what I mean is like I'm a fan of his work ethic and I love the healthy diet he's promoting. But look, this guy is on steroids and his abs are not real. Those are sculpted. They clearly are. Like if someone who is naturally gifted like this, it's extremely rare. It's like Joe Rogan said, it's in the 0.0000001.1%. That's literally what it is. And like right here, his abs are he's sculpted is on steroids. Like, look at this.
Here to take over London. Yeah! They're king out.
Yeah, but I'm a big fan of the Liver King, like I said. So yeah, but I don't like the fact that he's on steroids or the fact that his abs are sculpted, because that's kind of like a disregard for the work ethic you need. Like why does he have to be on steroids and have his abs sculpted? What's wrong with actually having the proper work ethic and actually getting to what is naturally and what's actually possible? For real, I truly would like to know that, but yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So, yeah. All right, I'm gonna go into like I want to go into this. Joe Rogan, where is this? Joe Rogan talked about the Liver King right here. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna bring up right here. This is. I'll get into Joe Rogan in a little bit because I have another thing I want to talk about him. But yeah, give me a second. Right here. Okay. Is the Liver King natty? Right here. Is the Liver King natty? Joe Rogan and Andrew on Liver King on the Joe Rogan Experience. Let's take a quick look right here.
Or not a discussion about carnivore diets or vegan diets. I mean, I look at the debates around that and I just have to chuckle mostly about the way that debates are playing out because it's so theatrical, like Liver King on the one hand, and then these like dweeby vegan scientists, many of whom I'm not talking about Stanford colleagues, of course, but others that are just like so combative in different spheres. And there's no solution to come from that.
Yeah, the Liver King thing drives me nuts because that guy's
like there's this weird thing between carnivores and vegans. So yeah, I tried a vegan diet for like 2 or 3 days, and I literally had to stop that because I literally felt like I was gonna die. Literally, it was the worst pain I ever experienced in my entire life. There's no pain, physical pain, that I've ever had that will ever happen. So yeah. Oh, it's kind of quiet. Okay, let me turn it up then. So sorry about that. I'm gonna turn the video up right now. So let me know if this is good or not. Okay, can you hear? All right.
From that.
Yeah, the Liver King thing drives me nuts because that guy's on steroids.
Is this good?
Well,
let me know. Let me know if this is good.
I know he's eating really healthy. It's clear he's eating all these animal foods and
is that good?
He's eating organ meat, which is very rich in nutrients. Well, that's true. Yeah. But he's dodging the main bullet.
Well, it's too late for him now because he said no.
Yeah.
So if he is even on TRT, he should come out and just say it.
Well, look at
like he's denied being on steroids multiple times. So it's too late for him. Like you said, it's too late for him to come out and just say that. So yeah.
Because I mean,
just do you know how rare it is to have a physique like that and not be on steroids?
That's not good. Okay. Let me bring this up then.
You would have to be in the 0.0000.
How about that?
0.1% of the human population. Just the rare genetic freaks. I mean, I don't care how much you lift weights. Like, that is a freak physique.
Is that okay?
Pull up a photo of that dude.
Let me know.
One of his main assertions, and others have made this assertion, is that when you eat
I love
an organ
part.
like a testicle or a liver, that the nutrients in that organ are specifically channeled to the organ that it would most benefit from.
That is the biggest bunch of crap you could hear. Literally, there is zero evidence that like if you eat a testicle, the nutrients in that testicle goes to benefits the organ, your own testicles. There is not. Or like if you eat a heart, it benefits your heart. Or if you eat a liver or lung or a kidney or et cetera, it would not benefit you. So yeah. Oh, little better. Okay. I'm gonna try this again. How about this one then?
Is that real?
I mean,
is that true?
How about that?
That looks like. I mean, if I were to just put that through my knowledge of hormones and biology, and I would say TRT.
Oh, that the photo. But I'm saying what you just said.
Oh, yeah. So the direct no. So there's no evidence that I am aware of.
Yeah.
That if you eat, say, liver, that the nutrients are specifically directed towards your liver.
There's no evidence of
There's
that
no
whatsoever.
No
There-
evidence.
There's some old studies using radioactive labeling of organs, having animals ingest those organs, and then slicing up the brain and body and looking. And there was some small but interesting specific diversion of brain to brain. But in my opinion, if you're eating brain and it's diverted to your brain, that's actually a concern.
Prions, yeah.
So I'll go on record saying, to my knowledge, there's no evidence that eating testicles, for instance, supports your testicles because it's directed to the testicles. Now,
okay. Hey, Jeromo. I'm sorry I botched your name, but yeah. I don't want to sound annoying, but I usually don't like Rogan. He's clearly against the woke nightmare, and that's good, but the lacks any kind of basic preparation to counter it. We're going to get into a little bit of that in a little bit here. We're going to get into that, but I'm going to get through this topic first, and then one more, then we'll get into that. You can clearly see what the title is, so we're going to get right into that. You're going to love that. So, yeah, I just want to talk about the Liver King for the moment. So, yeah. I mean, I love Joe. He's probably, I'm going to be honest with you guys, he's actually my favorite podcaster. He's my favorite one. Because he was actually the one that he was the main guy that got me red pill. That's literally what it was. Even though he's clearly a liberal, he's the one that got me red pill. So, yeah.
Now, there may be some bioactive hormones in there that go and support testicular function in some other way.
It's possible.
When things are brought into the gut, they're broken down into their component parts and they go out into the bloodstream. And then which organ gets that stuff depends on whether or not there's, say, a blood-brain barrier, which keeps a lot of stuff out of the brain, or a blood-testes barrier, or a blood-ovary barrier. Every organ, like the spleen, et cetera, has a barrier. So some things get in more readily than others. But to my knowledge, zero evidence that eating spleen helps your spleen.
Right. So, but why do people say these things? Is this like...
It's just to try to sound, it's to make them look like they sound smart. That's the only reason why. They're just trying to sound smart. That's the only reason why they're doing it. So, yeah. Ray, if you do try that diet out, and guess what, Metalopoly, I'm actually currently doing it right now. So, yeah. And I feel great after while I'm doing it. So, yeah. I hope you at least take a multivitamin. Yes, I take vitamins every morning. Right before I start working out, I take multiple supplements. So, yeah, you won't be getting all you need from meat alone. I know that. That's why I'm taking supplements before I start working out. And it works greatly. Great.
Old wives' tales? Is this, or is it just bro science?
Well, I think it's because that there are nutrients, for instance, in liver, like very high concentrations of choline, precursor to acetylcholine. It is true that liver is one of the most choline-dense foods in the world.
Yep,
far more
100%.
Far more than any vegetable or nut is going to give you. And now I'm sure some celery warrior will come after me about
warrior,
something like that.
I love celery juice. I don't really like eating celery, but I love celery juice. Like, go look up the benefits of celery juice. They are incredible. I guarantee you. Because they're actually kind of used for like gallbladder stones, like literally because the little salts that are in the juice, they actually break up like the gallbladder stones. Like it's really phenomenal when you look at it.
And the moment as you know better than I, the moment you say one thing categorically, you're kind of inviting it. But I've kind of learned to enjoy that response. I learned from it. And correct me if I'm wrong. But liver incredibly high in choline, so you could see how the lore would emerge that eating liver is really good for you, because it is.
It is.
You're interested in getting a lot of choline and vitamin D or vitamin A and other things of that sort.
Yeah.
But the idea that it would be diverted specifically to your liver, that seems kind of crazy. Now, there's also this idea. I won't name names. But
I love this one right here. I love this one.
Well, walnuts are really good for your brain because walnuts actually look like a brain.
Hey, walnuts are good for your brain because they look like a brain. So you clearly see how stupid that is right there. So it's incredibly stupid. So yeah.
And that's why, and testicles look a lot like testicles too. But the point is that walnuts have certain things in them that are good for lots of cells, not just for brain.
Hey, Lisa, how you doing?
Fats, right?
Definitely, walnuts. I love walnuts, especially the red walnuts are amazing. My girlfriend's obsessed with all this like hard to find, like old-fashioned food like red walnuts and
I don't even know what a red walnut
They're
is.
red. The skin on the walnut is red. The
Really?
nut isn't red, but the skin on them is
Yeah.
delicious.
I don't think the skin.
Yeah,
It's been
the skin
the outer.
Yeah, you know.
It's been a long time since I've eaten a walnut. It's been, I know it's been years. Maybe after I get done with this carnivore diet, because it's not going to be permanent. I'm just doing this out just to try to flatten my stomach, just trying to get rid of the gut. So, but yeah, after that, I might have to try some walnuts again because it's been a long time.
You know, like
So
there's
once
that
you
thing-
crack them.
Yeah, once you crack
So
them.
does it look brown in the
Oh, they're so good.
Okay.
And it looks like a brain.
Okay, I have
You see-
seen those before.
You see that? Yeah, like it looks weird and it does look like a brain. So, yeah, especially with it being red. So, yeah.
Delicious.
I was thinking the outside shell was red.
No,
I was confused.
No, they're delicious. And whether or not they're better for you than standard walnuts. I
But
don't know.
walnuts are good for you.
Walnuts are
I'm not aware of this video, so I might have to look at that one later. But yeah, Rogan is a liberal. He's a classic liberal, actually. He's not as bad as the progressive left, but I don't agree with much with him on his political beliefs. Same here too. I agree with you on that. Besides free speech, of course, yeah, 100% right there. So yeah, but there's a lot of things I disagree with Joe on. Like I'm pro-life. I do not agree with universal basic income. I do not believe in socialism. But I'll take that. Joe is not really a socialist. The only socialist thing that I'm aware of that he's for is universal basic income. That's as far as I'm aware. But everything else he's pretty liberal on. So yeah. Like I said, but Joe is the one that was the main one that got me red pill. The reason is because he, like me, was a classic liberal, and then 2020 started happening, and I started questioning things. So yeah, you can clearly see right there. So yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna try to find another. There was another thing. Another thing I'm gonna watch that one because like Liver King was talking about the carnivore diet. So yeah, where is it? Joe Rogan Liver King. So yeah. Okay, I'm trying to find this right here. I know that video was under 4 minutes. So yeah. Right here. Here it is. This is that one where he went on where he went on Logan Paul's show and like talked about it. So yeah, I'm gonna watch this right here because this is actually great. So yeah.
Do you get stoked when Joe Rogan goes on the carnivore diets? You see when he does that like annually almost for like a month.
I've heard about it, and anybody who's talking about this, I love it. Right?
Yeah.
My brother.
Look, this guy. This is the guy's clearly on steroids. Look at this, and his abs. Like I said, they're sculpted. But look at his arms. Look at his chest. Look at his legs. He's on steroids. This isn't natural. You don't get this by just working out all the time. Like Joe said, I don't care how many weights you lift. You cannot get this body naturally. And if you do, it's extremely rare. Extremely. And so, yeah, he's clearly on steroids.
In arms is Paul Saladino. He's the carnivore MD. This guy, and so he's been on Joe Rogan's podcast to promote that way. This is what I would say is this is one of the most important things you can do. One of the easiest levers to pull is eating liver, eating nose to tail, eating carnivores. Right? I was just talking.
Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to eat liver on this carnivore diet. I mostly buy stuff from the store, organic grass-fed beef, particularly. I only buy like organic stuff from the store now. Like I don't buy any of that other stuff because like. If you guys done your research into meats and stuff like that, like the way they're packaged and all what happens to the animals before that. So yeah, that's why I only eat organic. So yeah. But like I said, I encourage people like he said, I encourage people to like try the carnivore diet because the benefits of it are phenomenal, not just for your mental health, but your physical health too. So yeah.
To a gentleman in here earlier who had psoriasis. He went carnivore for 30 days. His psoriasis is gone. He's in.
Like Metalopoly, that happened to Jordan Peterson and his daughter. Like they both had psoriasis, and after doing the carnivore diet, the psoriasis was gone. Yeah. Or Jordan Peterson, like he actually had gum disease before he started it, and then all of a sudden, after a few months, his gum disease was gone. And you're not supposed to recover from gum disease, but he did, and his dentist couldn't believe it. His dentist couldn't explain it. So yeah, the carnivore diet is very beneficial for you. It truly is.
I don't know where the fuck he is, but this is what he did.
Which one of y'all got psoriasis? Raise your hand.
Oh, no way. And you ate meat for 30 days and it disappeared?
Yeah.
Oh my God. What?
And
Solely meat?
Yeah.
This is a very common story, right? And
That's
so
awesome.
when I
Yeah.
hear the Carnivore MD or Joe Rogan promoting this way of living, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is fucking amazing.
100% I agree with him right there on that.
You're helping me do my job. This is my purpose in life.
Mhm.
But then there's this part of me that's like, this is only a fraction of the story.
Shoot.
There's 9 ancestral tenets. And as much as it is what we eat, it's also
Yeah.
what we don't eat.
Yeah.
Because we're constantly feeding ourselves. Who the fuck says you're supposed to have breakfast?
The problem is that that humans, the reason why we're getting fatter is that we keep eating too many carbohydrates. And what the carnivore diet is, like, you're having no carbohydrates. That's literally helping you. That's literally making you skinnier, making you stronger, improving your mental health, the way you think, all of that. That's what it does. So yeah, it's not the calories that's the problem. It's actually the carbohydrates that's the problem.
Fuck says you're supposed to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then you're supposed to have snacks, and you have this drink, right? I don't know if it has calories in it, but we're continuously consuming calories.
Yep.
And the thing is, what we eat and what we don't eat, honoring the feast and famine cycle is just
Yep.
as important. So to answer your question, I love it when people are talking about eating carnivorously. I love it when Joe Rogan does this thing.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
think Joe Rogan shows that he has a transformation when he does it. I don't know why he does it longer. I was
Yeah.
talking to a primal in here earlier about doing this, and
I don't plan on. I don't know how long mine will be. It's not going to be forever. Obviously, I'm not even going to try that. That's probably stupid. But I'm actually going to try it for like at least a good amount of time. Because I'm at least trying to I'm just trying to get rid of my gut. That's literally what I'm trying to do. So yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I couldn't, do it much longer." I'm like, "Why not? Why not?" Because double bacon cheeseburgers, bone-in ribs, ribeyes, and lobster and sashimi.
Him just saying that's delicious. It's making me hungry right now, actually. So yeah.
I mean, you're telling me because the food that I eat is better than any fucking food you're gonna
No.
find somewhere else.
Like, yeah, it is better than any other food you're going to find somewhere else. So, yeah. Okay. I went to the gym during an entire year without using protein or steroids. I became stronger, but my physical volume remained mostly the same. I think what happened was that you became stronger, but what it was like you gained more muscle, but you probably it didn't show it nearly as much. So that kind of happens. Like, that's just how some people's bodies are. Like, you can't gain that much weight by that. So yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. I think we talked about the Liver King enough for today. So let's get into Joe Rogan right here. Okay. I need to go restart to research this, but yeah. Joe Rogan. Mark Zuckerberg. This is the next topic we're going to get into. You guys don't understand, but Mark Zuckerberg went on the Joe Rogan Experience in Joe's newest episode. Literally, that is what happened. So it's incredibly disturbing. And when I mean disturbing, it's incredibly disturbing right there. So, yeah. Let's bring this video up right here. Like, the fact that Joe had Zuckerberg on, but he will not have Trump on, that raises a whole lot of questions for me. Like, Zuckerberg, he's actually more controversial than Trump is actually, but he's willing to have Zuckerberg on, but not Trump. So, yeah, let's go into this first. So, like, let's bring this on. So, yeah.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
When we take down something that we're not supposed to, I mean, that is like, I mean, that's the worst. I mean,
How
that's
do you
like
discern? Like how, say, like these Christian Facebook pages. I don't know how they found out that 19 of 20 were fake, but if someone just says,
if how they found out 19 of 20 were fake, I'm pretty sure they have a bias. I'm just going to take a guess on that. Facebook has an extreme bias right here. So, yeah.
I am Bob Smith, and they post as Bob Smith, and they have a photograph, and they But really what they're doing is trying to talk shit about Joe Biden and get people to vote Republican in the midterms. Like what?
That part, no, that part's not true.
How do you know whether someone's real or not? Like this is the big argument with Elon and Twitter, because Elon asked Twitter, like, what percentage of your website is filled with bots? And they say 5%. And he says, I don't believe you. I think it's higher. And let's find out how you've come to this conclusion.
Yeah.
And, you know, I believe they said that they just took 100 random Twitter pages and looked at the interaction, and there's some sort of an algorithm they applied to it. But how do you discern?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think estimating the overall prevalence.
Mark the Lizard Man Zuckerberg. That's really what I call him. I mean, obviously, there's no such thing as lizard people. We all know that. But Zuckerberg is creepy and evil. That's literally what it is. Like, look how creepy he looks. Look. And he was on Joe Rogan's podcast. I have no idea why Joe allowed him on. So, yeah.
This is one thing. But I think that the question of looking at a page and is this page authentic? I think that there's a bunch of signals around that. One of the things that we try to do is for large pages, we try to make sure that we know who the admin of that page is. We don't necessarily, if you should be able to run an anonymous page, you don't necessarily need to out yourself and say who you are running it.
I actually disagree with that part. You should be able to out your. I think you should be able to out your. You have to out yourself because everyone has to know who you are. That's literally what it should be, at least to me.
But we want to make sure that we sort of have like an identity for that person on file, so that way we know, like at least behind the scenes, that person is real. For certain political things, I think having a sense of what country they're originating from. I mean, some of that you can do just by looking at where their server traffic comes from, like is the IP address coming from Romania or because if it's like an ad in some other country's election, then you probably want to make sure that ad is especially in countries that have laws around that are coming from someone.
What you should do is make sure that it's a real person first that sent that ad. Just saying. That's just my opinion.
Who's a valid citizen or like at least in that place. So there's a bunch of, I think, I don't know, one theme in my worldview around this stuff, when it gets to some of the stuff that we talked about before, is like, I don't think that this stuff is black and white or that you're ever going to have like a perfect AI system. I think it's all.
But you're creating the metaverse, buddy. Literally, in the metaverse, the way you're pitching it, it's sounding exactly like the Matrix. Literally, having people live in pods, eat bugs, and be plugged into the metaverse. Living in this fantasy land and having no sense of what is real or what and not. That's literally what it is. So why are you pitching this? Why? Because you're trying to destroy America within. That's literally what it is. Because guess what? China is not allowing any metaverse type of thing. They're making sure their people are patriotic to their country and making sure that this kind of metaverse AI kind of stuff is banned from their citizens' use. But you're actually allowing America to use it. Trying to make sure. Because guess what? Which civilization is going to last longer? The one that notices that the one that can see how humanity can easily be corrupted with technology, or the one that just allows, hey, do whatever you want with technology. If it destroys our country or the world, who cares? There's nothing wrong with that. Like, look how addicted people are to their phone by just getting notifications or getting texts or just whatever. That's literally what it is. Like, you get this dopamine hit just from your phone. Imagine what it's going to be like in the metaverse. And especially when the graphics get as good when it gets to be indistinguishable from reality. Just imagine what that's going to be like. For real, imagine what that will be like when the metaverse is indistinguishable from reality. Like, if you look at these insane video graphics, like from video games, and I play video games, so I'm being a little hypocritical on that. I love video games, but when you look at how insanely great these graphics are, like the Unreal Engine. Like, if you look at these football Madden or NBA 2K or WWE or like Halo, Call of Duty or Gears of War, I could go on and on. Or like the UFC game. Like, if you look at the way that when you're moving around as these characters, like particularly in sports, like the UFC or basketball or football, oh my God, they're getting so FDAMN close. It's not quite there yet, but like they're getting better and better and better with each generation, new version of it. Like, and this is really dangerous. Like, I'm not saying the video games themselves are dangerous, even though there are some people that pretty much live their lives as a video game, like in the video game world. So yeah, but imagine what it's going to be like with the metaverse. Like, they're going to be plugged into it permanently. That's literally what they are, and they're not going to stop using it. They're going to want to be able to use it. So yeah. Like Osiris said, like he's pro metaverse and pro transhumanism. I disagree with him on that. Like, if you look how easily corrupted humanity will be, because like, and like when you're using the metaverse, you're uploading your personal information to this guy's Mark Zuckerberg's private playland. Like, he'll be able to control everything you do. Like, he'll be able to control your money, your job, all of that in the metaverse. Literally, that's what he's going to be doing. Like, and you're going to have no sense of privacy. You will own nothing and you will be happy. And like this guy right here, Zuckerberg, he's actually part of the World Economic Forum, if you guys didn't know that. So, yeah. So, like, I do not trust Zuckerberg whatsoever. And this metaverse idea, it's extremely dangerous. And it's going to destroy America. It's not going to destroy China because China knows, they clearly see what's happening. So, they're banning this kind of stuff. So, I think America should probably make sure that this kind of stuff doesn't get out. But they allowed it, so yeah. And like they're going to have us living in the pods like in the Matrix, and they're actually going to have us be eating bugs. So this is extremely dangerous and creepy stuff at the end of the day when you look at it. So yeah.
All trade-offs all the way down, right? And it's and you could build a system, and you can either be overly aggressive and capture a higher percent of the bad guys, but then also by accident take out some number of good guys. Or you could be a little more lenient and say, okay, no, the cost of taking out any number of good guys is too high, so we're going to tolerate having, just a little bit more, like more bad guys on the system.
No. Well, here's the thing though. As long as they're not doing anything illegal, as long as they're not doing that, then like they should be allowed on, because I believe in free speech. But here's the thing though. If you're allowing like all these bots on, bots, in my opinion, should be banned. There should be no bots allowed on any social media platform. At least that's just my opinion. Because, like, literally, like, I'm tired of all these spams and all this kind of stuff. And this kind of stuff, if you guys didn't realize, these bots, these bots on all these social media platforms, they influence elections. Literally, that's what they do. That's what the bots are intended to do. It's like how China, Russia, Iran, all of our enemies that hate us, they use the social media to influence elections, not just by spreading misinformation or stuff, but they literally have bots go out there and spread the misinformation. That's literally what it is. So yeah.
These are values questions, right? Around what do you value more, and those are super tricky questions. And part of what I've struggled with around this is I didn't get into this to basically judge those things. I got into this to design technology that helps people connect, right? It's like,
no, you didn't, buddy. No, you didn't. You're part of the World Economic Forum. So right then away, I do not trust you for even a single second. Not even a little. Same thing with Tulsi Gabbard and Dan Crenshaw. Like, I was actually big fans of those two before I found out they were part of the World Economic Forum. But then I found out they were, and so I immediately lost all complete trust with them. So yeah, and like what? So you're creating this thing for just people to connect and that kind of stuff. Really? Do you really expect me to believe that bull crap? For real? Do you expect me to? Yeah, you're doing it to push this new world. Okay, I can't say that word, but this 1984 agenda. We'll just leave it at that. So yeah, that's actually what you guys are going for. So yeah,
and like. I mean, you could probably tell when we spent the first hour talking about the metaverse and the future of basically building this whole technology roadmap to basically give people this realistic sense of presence. It's like, that's what I'm here to do, right? So this whole thing that's like arbitrating what is okay and what is not, I obviously have to be involved in that because this is at some level, I run the company and I can't just abdicate that. But I also don't think that as a matter of governance, you want all of that decision making vested in one individual. So I think one of the
oh my god! One individual, like literally, like Zuckerberg. Who made the call in to ban Trump from Facebook? Then I guarantee you knew about it. And I'm actually going to say this. I actually think you were probably the one that made the call on it. Like literally, I don't think anyone else at Facebook could have done that. You were the one that had to make that call, buddy. So I'm just going to go with that.
Is that our country and our government gets right is the separation of powers. So one of the things that I tried to create is we created this oversight board. It's an independent board that basically we appointed people whose kind of paramount value is free expression, but they also balance that with things like when is there going to be real harm to others in terms of safety or privacy or other human rights issues. And basically that board, people in our community can appeal cases to when they think that we got it wrong. And that board actually gets to make the final binding decision, not us. So
do you expect me to believe that, buddy? Do you really expect me to believe that? So, yeah.
In a way, I actually think that is a more legitimate form of governance than having just a team internally that makes these decisions, or maybe some of them go up to me.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this Facebook board or something, whatever you want to call it, they have Trump banned off Facebook until after the midterms. Like I'm literally like a day or two after a day or two after they get sworn in, I should say. I think that's what it is. A day or two after the people who win the midterms get sworn into office. Like literally, that's when his ban off of Facebook will be lifted. Clearly, they're doing it for after the midterms because so that Trump's influence doesn't go high. It's still low. They're trying to eliminate his voice. That's literally what they're trying to do right there. So yeah.
Although I don't spend a ton of my time on this on a day-to-day basis, but like I think it's generally good to have some kind of separation of powers where you're architecting the governance so that way you have different stakeholders and different people who can make these decisions, and it's not just like one private company that's making decisions even about what just happens on our platform.
How do you guys handle things when they're a big news item that's controversial? There was a lot of attention on Twitter during the election because of the Hunter Biden laptop story. The New York
we
Post.
had that too.
Yeah, so you guys censored that as well?
So we took a different path than Twitter. Basically,
they censored it as well. Literally, they censored it as well. Literally. So, hey, Empress, how you doing? Okay, Metalopoly. I don't know exactly about the dead internet theory. But I did hear about Klaus Schwab talking about that. A pandemic in terms of like an internet crash or power plant crash. So yeah, I've heard that before. So yeah, and yes, Zarza, they are spreading the misinformation. They are the ones that are. The Soviet newspaper Prava fact checking communist writers that scrapped them from the Literally, like they try to change history for themselves to make themselves look better. That's literally what it is. So yeah. But yeah, okay. Yep, that is what's going on. I was sleeping, so yeah. Okay, lizard dude. So, well, like I told you guys before, I don't. There's no such thing as shape-shifting lizard people. Zuckerberg, he's not a shape-shifting lizard. I just gave him the nickname. I just go with it as a joke. Like there's literally no such thing as shape-shifting lizard people. That's counterintelligence. So, like Alan Watts said, shape-shifting lizard people is counterintelligence to make people like me and people like Alex Jones or David Icke to make us look stupid. So yeah, I just can say lizard people as a joke. That's literally all I go with it. So yeah, but but something is off where he looks off when he's talking, like literally showing no emotion, and the way he's speaking is just weird. So yeah. Let's see, other human rights issues. Yeah, Lisa. Yep. Moody, yeah. Mm-hmm. Facebook has invested itself and found nothing wrong. So yeah, that's the funny part right there. Yeah, see you, Jeroma. See you have a nice night, brother. Hope you're doing good. Good to see you here, Charles. You make the chat lively. I just know you're gonna have some interesting opinions. So yes, there is. Oh, you guys are hilarious. So you believe it's just warfare? Warfare in turn. Are you talking what? In what sense are you referring to? Like, are you talking about like in terms of Facebook itself is warfare, or like the information that they're doing is warfare? Like, I actually would like to know what you're trying to say right there. Zuckerberg looks like he's trying to act human and he's struggling. So yeah, I completely agree with you right there. He's trying to he is a human. He clearly is. He's not some lizard person. He's not some robot. No, he's just something odd. Probably one of the oddballs from the something with the eye in the middle. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want this video getting them shadow banned any more than it is. So, but you guys know what I'm referring to when I'm saying that. So yeah.
Basically, the background here is the FBI. I think basically came to us, some folks on our team, and was like, "Hey, just so you know, like you should be on high alert. We thought that there was a lot of Russian propaganda in the 2016 election. We have."
Oh my God. Yeah, we have to go back to Russia. So yeah, even though that was proven to be false when Trump was impeached the first time. So yeah, that just lets you know something right here. And by the way, so you're actually going to believe something from the FBI when they're saying like, "Oh, the laptop was fake. It's Russian misinformation." So that just tells me a whole lot right there. So yeah,
have it on notice that basically there's about to be some kind of dump of that's similar to that. So just be vigilant. So our protocol is different from Twitter's. What Twitter
and yeah, coming from the FBI, yeah,
did is they said you can't share this at all. We didn't do that. What
do you do?
We have if something is reported to us,
you shadow ban the hell out of it, buddy. You did. Like in some cases, people were banned for sharing it. Like, was everyone that shared it banned from Facebook? No, but you sure as hell shadow banned it as hell. Literally, that's what you did. Why? Because you were afraid that Biden would lose the election. Because what would happen was that people would see the laptop and people would go and vote for Trump because they saw it or read about it. So you saw that. You saw it was a threat to what you want, your agenda. So you went and just axed it.
Us as potentially misinformation, important misinformation. We also have this third-party fact-checking program because we don't want to be deciding what's true and false. And for I think it was 5 or 7 days when it was basically being determined whether it was false.
And it's proven to be true. The laptop is real.
The distribution on Facebook was decreased, but people were still allowed to share it. So you could still share it.
Some people were banned, though. Some people were. And guess what? Decreasing the sharing amount, you're shadow banning something that you disagree with. Why do you need a shadow ban? Why? Because you're trying to protect your interest and agenda. That's literally what you're doing.
You could still consume it.
So when you say the distribution is decreased,
it got shared.
How does that work?
It basically, the ranking in newsfeed was a little bit less.
Shadow banning.
So fewer people saw it than would have otherwise. So it definitely.
By what percentage?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's.
He's just going with what Zuckerberg is saying. That's the problem I have with Joe in this interview. He's just going along with everything that Zuckerberg is saying. He's not challenging him on any of this, even though I'm pretty sure even though Zuckerberg is clearly BSing a lot of things right here. He clearly is. And Joe is just going along with it. He's not challenging him on this. I don't understand why he's not. So yeah,
it's meaningful, but basically, a lot of people were still able to share it. We got a lot of complaints that was the case.
He's hesitating when he's saying it, so yeah, he knows. We know what he's trying to say. What he want. He actually. Well, I take that back. He knows that we know what he's actually thinking. Like he knows they were just trying to protect their agenda, but so yeah. But he's just trying to say like, oh, it was worried that this possible disinformation is possible. So let's just make sure that not nearly as many people can see it. So yes,
obviously this is a hyper political issue. So depending on what side of the political spectrum, you either think we didn't censor it enough or censored it way too much. But we weren't.
Why censor it at all? For real, wouldn't it just be better to just not censor it at all? Just let it go out there. Literally, that's all you could have done. It would have been much easier. But nope, you had to protect your own agenda. So yeah, we clearly know what your true colors are.
Sort of as black and white about it as Twitter. We just kind of thought, hey, look, if the FBI, which I still view as a legitimate institution in this.
The FBI, a legitimate institution. So, oh my God, FBI. Oh my God, oh my God, that is hilarious right there. The FBI, a legitimate institution. So, oh my God, you guys actually believe that? You actually believe oh my God. Did you, especially with what we know now about the Trump Mar-a-Lago raid? Oh my God. Oh my God, this is just hilarious right here. So, so yeah, I got to see some of your guys' comments on this. So yeah, yeah. Oh, I read that one. Well, they are real if it's just military warfare, dudes. Lizard people like technology to make them appear more advanced. I don't think there are any lizard people. Like, if that's your thing about lizard people, then have at it. But I just don't think there are any such things as actual lizard people. So, yeah. Dead internet theory. The majority of accounts online are actually AI. I do think there's a lot of them that are AI. I believe that part. Meaning the small amount of real people are just arguing with bots. And the bots steer the discourse and create the narrative. I actually believe that's true, actually. There's a whole lot of bots on the internet that are fake. Well, a whole lot of accounts that you see, they're actually fake, and they're just trying to spread the disinformation and just turn us against each other. So, yeah. They lie because people's attention span is so small that most people won't remember anyways. Yep, that's a true right there. Joe should have called him out, but he wouldn't dare. That's the thing, though. Is Joe controlled? That's the thing I'm starting to wonder. I heard this theory from one of my buddies on YouTube. He said he thinks Joe might be controlled because, he said he's seen videos of Joe with an earbud in his ear when he's talking, like that kind of stuff. So that kind of stuff is curious, though. I don't know, honestly. I couldn't tell you if that's real or not, or if Joe is controlled or not. I don't think right now. I do not think Joe is controlled. I don't believe that. But it's weird that he's not challenging Zuckerberg on this stuff, though. That's so, yeah. Who's the fact checkers? People who go with the left-wing agenda. That's who the fact checkers are. So, yeah. He's openly admitting that he works for the government Democrats. Yep. The FBI. He works for the FBI. Well, he's aiding the FBI, I should say, and the Democrats. Because the FBI is just a political propaganda thing. That's literally what it is. Like I said, I think the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, NASA, the Federal Reserve, all need to be abolished. But all government institutions like that, all extensions of the government, need to be abolished. Why do I believe that? Because it's dangerous for this country. Literally, you're putting the country at risk by this. I don't like this at all. All of us are at risk with all this kind of stuff right here. The FBI, the CIA, the NSA, NASA, the Federal Reserve, literally, the IRS too. I forgot to mention the IRS. The IRS needs to be disbanded too. All of it. I don't know if all you guys know this, but you guys remember that one guy who won the 1.2 or 1.5 billion dollar jackpot, the $1 billion jackpot. He won 1.2 or 1.5 billion. And then after taxes, he had just a little over 400 million left. Literally, the IRS stole his money. They stole it. So essentially the IRS won the lottery, not that guy. That's what happened right there. I can't stand that right there. Most of our taxes go to the IRS and the government. Literally, Carlos, when I had him on my show, he told me that literally with the amount of taxes that he pays to the government, he could actually own a second house. So that just shows you right there. It pisses me the hell off, how many taxes are taken out. So, yeah. I think Joe is a gatekeeper, and Mark is still working with the FBI. Oh, Mark is clearly working with the FBI. Joe, I'm not sure if he's controlled or not. It's possible that I think the reason is I just don't want to believe that he's controlled, because I'm a huge fan of him. He's the main guy that got me red pilled. Now, he could be controlled. He could be. I don't know if he is or not. I don't know. I hope to God he's not controlled. But the fact that he's not questioning, he's not. I'm going after Zuckerberg, and here he's not like I'm challenging him. That tells me something right there. It tells me something a whole lot right here. So yeah, it tells me a whole lot. So yeah.
This country, it's a very professional law enforcement. If they come to us and tell us that we need to be on guard about something, then I want to take it seriously.
Did they specifically
taking something from the FBI seriously? Yeah.
Say you need to be on guard about that story?
No, I don't remember if it was that specifically, but it basically fit the pattern.
When something like that turns out to be real, is there regret for not having it evenly distributed and for throttling the distribution of that story?
What do you mean evenly distributed?
I mean,
allowing free speech. That's what he was trying to say right there. So, yeah, and like Mark doesn't feel any guilt or remorse about I'm not allowing stuff to be free speech or like being openly talked about. He doesn't believe that whatsoever. He doesn't believe it whatsoever. That's just clear what's obvious.
Evenly in that it's not suppressed. It's not.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks.
No, he's lying right there. Like literally, like look at his face right there. His face is actually red when you look. Look at his face. His face is red. Look at him. Like he knows he's giving Joe a bunch of BS right here. He knows that. Like when he came before this, I believe it was the Senate or it was the Senate. He came before the Senate when Ted Cruz grilled him. Like literally when Ted Cruz was grilling him in like this Senate hearing, as the conversation and the questions were going on, Mark's face, Zuckerberg's face, was getting redder and redder and redder. If you watch that entire thing, watch the thing from the beginning all the way to the very end, and you'll see how red Zuckerberg's face is. You will see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because it turned out after the fact, the fact checkers looked into it. No one was able to say it was false, right? So basically, it had this period where it was getting list distribution. So
your fact checkers, how about this? Don't have any fact checkers whatsoever. Allow anyone to post whatever they want. And if someone's doing something illegal, then fine them, ban them. Because guess what? If you're doing something illegal, you're breaking the law. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I think I think it sucks though. I think in the same way that probably having to go through like a criminal trial but being proven innocent in the end sucks. Like it still sucks to have like that you had to go through a criminal trial, but at the end you're free. So it's I don't know if the answer would have been don't do anything or don't have any process. I think
that would have been the answer right there. Don't do anything. Don't. That's the simplest and easiest thing they could have done. Literally. And guess what? If they had done that, there would have been no problems whatsoever.
The process was pretty reasonable. We still let people share it, but obviously you don't want situations like
shadow banning.
It's certainly much more reasonable than Twitter's stance, and it's probably also the case of armchair quarterbacking, right? Or at least Monday morning quarterbacking, I should say, because in the moment you had reason to believe, based on the FBI talking to you, that it wasn't real, and that there was.
Again, why is Zuckerberg believing whatever the FBI says? Well, because he clearly works with the FBI too. So that's the reason why.
Was going to be some propaganda. So what do you?
There's propaganda from both sides and from every country. There's propaganda from all of them. It's obvious. Like there's no denying that. Guess what? So if something is potentially propaganda from the right, and they ban it or even shadow ban it in some cases ban it. But if it's propaganda coming from the left, they don't do anything. They allow it to go on. You see that they have clearly some bias going on right there. Clearly.
You do.
Yeah.
And then if you just let it get out there, and what if it changes the election and it turns out to be bullshit? That's a real problem. And I would imagine that those kind of.
I'd rather things get out there so that everyone can have an opportunity to speak. That's just my opinion on it. You can disagree with me, but that's just my opinion.
Decisions are the most difficult. The decisions of like what is allowed and what is not allowed.
Yeah. I mean, what would you do in that situation?
I don't know what I would do.
I personally would have just allowed it to go on. Literally, that's all I would have done. Everyone in the live chat, what would you type? Can you type? Would you type in how would you guys have handled the Hunter Biden laptop situation if you were Facebook, Twitter, Google, or any of the other social media platforms? I'm putting in the live chat what you guys would have done. I'm really curious about it.
I would have to like really thoroughly. Well, first of all, you're dealing with the New York Post, which is one of the oldest newspapers in the
founded by Alexander Hamilton, one of the founders of America.
Country. So I would say I would want to talk to someone from the New York Post, and I would say, how did you come up with this data? Like, where are you getting the information from? How do you know whether or not this is correct? And then you have to make a decision because they might have got duped. It's hard because the guy at the laptop store went through it and gave it and told everyone about it. So that's why that happened. Everybody wants to look at it after the fact. Now that we know that the laptop was real and then it was a legitimate story and there is potential corruption involved with him.
Potential, there is corruption. If you've seen some of the stuff that's on that laptop, yeah, you will see a whole lot of stuff. So
what we think, oh, that should not have been restricted. That should not have been banned from sharing on Twitter. Right. I think everybody agrees with that. Even Twitter agrees with that. But the thing is, then they didn't think that. In the beginning, they thought it was fake.
No, they didn't. They knew it was. I can't prove this, but I'm almost positive about this. I truly believe this. They knew it was real, but the thing is, they saw that it was a threat to their agenda and would change votes from Biden to Trump. So they went ahead and just nuked it. That's all. That's what they were trying to do. So yeah. So
what do? Like if something comes along and the Republicans cook up some scheme to make it look like Joe Biden's a terrible person, and they only do it.
So what about when the Democrats make up lies about Trump then? That they lied about the Russia collusion thing and there was no consequences for it. But the Hunter Biden laptop thing, we know is real, but there's consequences for it. They were banned from sharing it. So people were banned from sharing it. And in the best case scenario, they were shadow banned for sharing it.
So that they can win the election, but it's really just propaganda. What are you supposed to do with that? You're supposed to
let it go on
that to be distributed. So if they think that's the case, it makes sense to me that they would try to stop it. But
if it actually did turn out to be fake, guess what? There's a thing called court where there's lawsuits. We're like for the slander lawsuits. If something is fake, you sue them for slander. That's literally how it is. It's a process. Just let it go on like that.
But I just don't think that they looked at it hard enough.
Oh, they knew about it. They knew a whole lot about it.
You know, they're pretty smart about what they release and what they don't release. If they're going over some data from a laptop and you could talk to a person, but again, like this is just one story, like one individual story. Like how many of these pop up every day, especially in regards to polarizing issues like climate change or COVID or foreign policy or Ukraine. Anytime there's like a really controversial issue where some people think that it's imperative that you take a very specific stance and you can't have the other stance. Like those moments on social media.
Joe's not challenging them. He's not really questioning any of that. That just lets me know. It just makes me at least a little curious.
Those trouble a lot of people because they don't know why certain things get censored or certain things get promoted.
Yeah, I agree.
Look at his face right there. Look at him. Look at him right there. Look.
Yeah, those trouble a lot of people because they don't know why certain things get censored or certain things get promoted.
Look, let me go back to that. I'm trying to get to that 1 second. Look at his face right there. Look! He's giving the biggest bunch of bull crap he could give. He knows what he's saying. He was probably going to say is a lie. It's pretty obvious that's what about that. Just look at his face, guys. Look at his face. Oh my God! Like they knew that what they Facebook, Twitter, Google, YouTube, all of that. They knew what they were doing about the Hunter Biden laptop story. They knew what they were doing by shadow banning and banning that. Like literally. So yeah, that just shows you how corrupt they are. They are extremely corrupt. So yeah. Let me go look at some of your guys' comments right here. Get away. Let's go. Oh, you guys had a lot of comments right here. So yeah. I'm gonna try to find. Okay. Well, it's called intelligent attack on civilians. Yep. He always gets red and sweaty like that. So, yep, he truly does. Oh my God, Empress! Oh my God, Empress, you are hilarious. You are hilarious right here. He has sex on his mind. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that whatsoever. He probably does have sex on his mind all the time. So, yeah. So, yeah. Joe disappointed me with this interview. He let the reptile get away with too much. Oh, yeah. Joe wasn't even challenging him, questioning him. Like he was just I'm trying to say, he was trying to go along with it in a lot of ways. So like trying to like talk around it. And so that's the main problem I had with Joe on this. Like he was just letting Zuckerberg get away with this. So yeah. 1 second. Kicks Monopoly. Reptiles aren't real. So yeah. You guys are hilarious right here. So yeah. Yeah, Osiris's audience, you guys are hilarious, and thank you guys for coming over here. So a lot of you guys are my audience now too. I'm a huge fan of you guys too. I actually like your guys' interactions because like I actually like I'm interacting with the audience a whole lot with this because it makes it a whole lot more fun. So we can exchange a lot of opinions and theories about this. So yeah, lots of bull crap about Trump got out there, 100%. Way worse than what's going on with Biden or Zuckerberg or anyone else. So, yeah. He pulled it out of his ass. So, yeah. He pulled that out of his ass clearly. So, yeah. I didn't know that the robots could sweat. Yep, robots. Yeah. If you believe he's a robot, then yeah. So, I guess he can apparently sweat. So, yeah. I ain't nothing about that. Don't want to get Hillary. So, yeah. You ain't saying anything about it because you don't want to get Hillary. So, yeah. So, yeah. Robots don't usually sweat unless they're trying to make them very realistic. Yeah. So, there's those there's those female realistic dolls that are like really creepy because they literally look human-like, very human-like. They're literally like like sex dolls, really. Like they're very human-like, and it's disturbing in a lot of ways. So, yeah. Yeah, completely agree. I don't think that anything should be censored. Nothing should be. Like, if you're doing something illegal, then yes, you have to ban that then. Because that's illegal. But sharing this laptop story was not illegal. So, yeah. The media is fake news. All of it is. I agree. But the court is corrupt. A lot of the courts are corrupt. They misuse their power in courts. Yep. I don't trust them either, Empress. Everyone should have a voice. I mean, who gets to decide what constitutes misinformation? Yep, 100% right there. Like, if you can decide something that's misinformation, you can just ban that and just benefit you only. That's all. It's as simple as that. Well, I believe we shouldn't go to war with Russia. 100% right there. It's a bad move because it's a bad move because it would start World War III. That's why it's a bad move. As simple as that. And plus of that, I'm anti-war at the same time. So, yeah. Joe knows better than to question his overlord. So, yeah, he knows what he can and can't get away with. But at the same time, he could have done more than what he's doing right now. So, yeah. Of course, he went to the sex robots. I'm trying to avoid that shit altogether. That sick shit altogether. How do people get a kick from fucking a machine? Oh my God, I shouldn't have said the F word. So now this video is going to be shadow banned as hell. So, but yeah, like I don't get I don't get any interest from a machine. I don't get those feelings from just looking at some weird machine. It's really creepy. Very, very creepy. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
No,
and
you
it's
don't.
like to be in your spot. And I was one of the things that I really wanted to talk to you about is this, because like to be in your spot must be insanely difficult. To have, no matter what decision you make, you're going to have a giant chunk of people that are upset at you.
Yeah.
And there might be a right way to handle it, but I don't know what the fuck the right way is.
Well, I think
just allow people to talk. Literally, that's all you do. Just let the information go out. Let people talk about it.
The right way is to establish principles for governance that try to be balanced and not have the decision making too centralized. Because I think that it's hard for people to accept that like some team at Meta or that I personally am making all these decisions. And
you're making all these big decisions, they come down from you, buddy. Like literally all these huge decisions, you are the one making them. That because you're the one running the company. If there's something big, like when Trump was banned, you obviously were the one that made the call. It wasn't anyone else. You were the one that made the call.
I think people should be skeptical about any so much concentration around that. So that's why a lot of the innovation that I've tried to push for in governance is around things like establishing this oversight board. So that way you have people who are luminaries around expression.
People that you handpicked, though, so that just tells you a whole lot right there. You handpicked that board for yourself. So
from all over the world, but also in the U.S. Folks like Michael McConnell, who's a Stanford professor, who's like he was I forget which Republican president appointed him, but he was I think going to be considered for the Supreme Court at some point. He's a very very prominent and kind of celebrated free expression advocate, and he helped me set the thing up. And I think like setting up forms of governance around that are independent of us, that basically get the final say on a bunch of these decisions, and that's a step in the right direction. In the Hunter Biden case that you talked about before, I don't want our company to decide what's misinformation and what's not. So
you decided it though.
We work with third parties and basically let different organizations do that. Now, then you have the question of, are those organizations biased or not? And that's a very difficult question, but at least we're not the ones who are basically sitting here deciding. We're not the ministry of truth for the world that's deciding whether.
You were the ministry of truth of Facebook, though. Well, technically, in a lot of ways, the world too, because social media is more powerful than the president, because you banned a sitting president. So yeah,
everything is true or not. So I'd say this is not a solved problem. Controversies aren't going away. I think that it is interesting that the U.S. Is actually more polarized than most other countries. So I think sitting in the U.S., it's easy to extrapolate and say, hey, it probably feels this way around the whole world. And from the social science research that I've seen, that's not actually the case. There's a bunch of countries where social media is just as prominent, but polarization is either flat or has declined slightly. So there's something kind of different happening in the U.S. But for better or worse, it does seem like the next several years do seem like they're set up to be quite polarized. So I tend to agree with you. There are going to be a bunch of different decisions like this that come up because of the scale of what we do. Almost every major world event has some angle that's like the Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp angle about how the services are used in it. So, yeah, I think just establishing as much as possible independent governance.
So, this is incredibly creepy stuff right there. So, yeah. Literally, I don't trust Zuckerberg whatsoever. Just look at what he was saying there. He is incredibly creepy right there. And, I don't believe anything that he's saying right there. I don't believe anything that he said there for 1 second. Not 1 second. Because he was clearly lying with a lot of the stuff he was saying. And so, yeah. This is just terrifying to me. It's very, very terrifying. So, Yeah. Mhm. They misuse their power in courts. Don't trust them with that. I don't trust them whatsoever either. I don't. That's just my opinion. So yeah. Agreed. Everyone should have a voice. But who gets to decide what constitutes misinformation? Who gets to be the arbiter of truth? Yeah, I don't think I should be the one. I don't think me, any you guys, or anyone in the government or anyone else at all should be deciding what is truth and what's not. Guess what? What you decide is truth is like you have a discussion, and then whoever wins the discussion really, what's truth and what we know is true. If we don't officially know it's true or not, like whoever if there's a video or a confession or anything like that, if you have a conversation with that, because like a conversation is meant to change your mind. So yeah, that's just how we do. That's how we do things in America. Like I don't want America to become like China, Russia, North Korea, the Middle East, or anywhere else like that. But it seems like we're down that path in a lot of ways. 1984-ish. So that's what it sounds like to me. A whole lot of it sounds like that to me. So yeah, like as you can clearly see, Zuckerberg. Like I don't trust Zuckerberg. Like I said, I don't trust him. Oh, I didn't see this part right here. Let's take a look at this though. It says Joe Rogan loses his cool with Mark Zuckerberg, Supercut edition. Let's take a look at this though.
Zuckerberg.
Oh, this okay. This is just some cut thing. Let's take a quick look at this. So yeah.
Zuckerberg is a smart guy who's very ambitious. I think there's a big difference.
Yeah.
And what Zuckerberg's quote that I read recently, that what's good for the world is not necessarily good for Facebook. I'm like, that's it. Shut it down.
He said that?
Yep. What's good for the world is not necessarily good. What's good for Facebook. So yeah, that just tells you a whole lot about Zuckerberg. So yeah.
Wow.
It's over. Burn it to the ground.
Yeah, that's
pull out. What the fuck did you just say? Bitch, how much money do you have?
Jesus
First
Christ.
of all, don't you have like $18 billion?
He has way more than that. I'm positive of that because he's part of the World Economic Forum. So yeah, he is obviously more rich than 18 billion.
How much more do you need, bitch? You're sitting over here talking about what's good for Facebook?
It's not necessarily good for the world.
You got all the good. You got all the good for 1,800 lifetimes.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. He said that? That's crazy.
That. Exactly.
3 years later, let's take a look.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Look at him. Look at his face right there. Just look at his face. So yeah.
Like how do you know whether someone's real or not? Like this is the big argument with Elon and Twitter.
But we're not supposed to.
What percentage of your website is filled with bots?
That person is real.
I don't believe you.
And those are super tricky questions.
Jamie, you're the CEO of this company, and you should know some of these answers. What about the Facebook recording thing? Is anybody going to bring that up?
Yeah. So you guys censored that as well?
Yeah.
So, in a way.
Yeah. You get that right there. You get that.
Hey, I didn't get into this to basically judge those things.
Bullshit. That's a real problem.
So I got into this to design technology that helps people connect. Right? It's
Let's find out how you've come to this conclusion.
Let's go back.
Just so you know.
I gotta rewind that part. That part was hilarious. I gotta rewind it. So
bullshit. That's a real problem.
So I got into this to design technology that helps people connect. Right? It's like
you said I got into this to help people to communicate and design and interact with people. Then you hear the gun cock. So so that's hilarious.
Let's find out how you've come to this conclusion.
Just so you know, like you should be on high alert. There's a lot of Russians.
Look at Joe's face right there. So yeah.
Don't do anything.
There is potential corruption involved.
You can't share this at all.
Stop it. I just don't think it makes sense to me.
I mean, what would you do?
I would stop it. People are upset at you. There might be a right way to handle it.
Don't
know.
Help me say it.
Why?
Oh my god! Oh my god! That was effing hilarious right there. That was effing hilarious. So, oh my god! So, yep. Today's conspiracies is tomorrow's headlines. So yeah, pull out. Is that how red sirens get? Oh god. Funny thing is, they're going to remake 1984 this time from the woman's perspective. It's going to be about feminism. So I wouldn't doubt that part at all. I wouldn't. In a way, yes, we censor you. Yep, they censor us. That's what Facebook and social and all the other social media platforms' goal is. So yeah, help people to connect metaverse and agenda Russia implants. So. Yep, 100% agree right there. I'd probably have to agree right there. So, yeah. Second. So, yeah, that just tells you a whole lot right there. So, I'm trying to get the mic better. So, yeah. But, yeah, that is SCDHL3 says, like, yeah, that it was hilarious, though. It clearly was hilarious. It's one of the most funny things you can imagine right there. I don't know who. I gotta see who made this again. Who made this? Why? I'm gonna subscribe to this. So yeah, this is really funny. So I want to see what other things he has. I'm gonna. Mike Tyson loses his cool with Alex Jones. Okay, I gotta watch this right here. I got to. So. You got to watch this. I got to watch what this guy did. So, yeah.
Wow, here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Tyson, the Maverick, legend, the American success story.
I don't know. Maybe are you hiding something? Because somebody told me you were a bad dude.
It's been a misrepresentation, just like they done to you. I mean, none of us are perfect.
We're the only problem people. Everything else is perfect. Just us.
Wow.
We're like fungus and stuff.
When I was younger, I had some anger issues. Nothing, obviously, like you're volcanic. But how have you learned to control the instinct to want to attack? Instinct to want to attack. To want to attack. Want to attack. Attack. Attack.
I don't know. I don't want to hear that.
Look at! Oh my God! Look at their faces. Look at their faces. Oh my God!
It is scary.
Stop.
Oh. You're gonna die. Something's gonna die.
Wow.
I don't want to hear that. How dare him say that? We have to fight. We can't fight. We kill. It's just this is how I live my life.
Well,
you know.
Learn to control the instinct. I'm scared. That's my.
Oh my God! Wow.
Listen, I never wanted to do this.
Oh my God. That is effing hilarious right there. This guy right here, he's incredibly funny. So they just told you what they're going to do. Yep. Alex Jones, I find hilarious, but I don't trust his agenda perspective. Wait, let me read here. Let me read that again. Alex Jones, I find hilarious, but I don't trust his agenda perspective. Well, he has been given. It's not. I don't think it was necessarily his fault, but he has been given fake information before. Obviously, he was wrong about Sandy Hook. We know Alex was wrong. Sandy Hook was actually happened. It was not fake. Alex Jones reported fake news. What I think what happened was he was intentionally given fake information. He probably believed the information he was being given, but it was fake, and he reported it. So yeah. Yeah, okay. Seems like the bot's goal has been to format hatred for anything Russian. Yep. Seems to have worked like a charm. That young woman got car bombed and the NPCs cheered like Zeletas burning witches. So yeah. They laughed they cheered and was laughing when that happened. So yeah. 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 And speaking of something like that, I don't know if Osiris has talked about this on his channel before. I've talked about it before, but there's something I want. Speaking of social media, I'm gonna go to this it's on Twitter. I'm gonna try to find this right here. Something that a UFC fighter talked about. So, and I want to show you guys it. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get to it. Let me get to it. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, UFC Jimmy Kimmel. Okay, see Jimmy Kimmel. I'm gonna find that video right here. A lot of you guys may not have seen this video right here. Let me try to find it right here. Right here. This is that video that was on social media. I don't know if Osiris talked about this, but this video was right here. Like, just take a look at this. This is a guy, I forgot what his name was, but he's a UFC fighter. After he won his fight, in his post-fight interview, he talked about this. Just look at it. Just listen to it.
So all those doubting my NFT, you're looking at the guy. That's the reason that college athletes and high school athletes are getting paid today.
Yeah.
Mr. Influencer to influencers.
Yeah.
Secondly, Jimmy Kimmel,
Yeah.
viral this.
This.
I fight to eradicate childhood malnutrition from the planet. And until they release the flight logs, you, the mainstream media, Hollywood, are all pedophiles to me. Eat dick. Am I canceled yet.com?
And Twitter and UFC Fight Pass Twitter actually released that video. They tweeted it. Then Twitter took it down. So that just tells you a whole lot right there. So yeah. And yeah, that video was awesome. The fact that this guy had the balls to say that, I have a ton of respect for this guy just for that. So, and I'm shocked that he even said it though. So yeah, talking about that that until they release the flight logs. So yeah. So yeah. I don't know if he is or not. If he is, he is, but I don't care. So yeah. Hope this guy has a food tester, and I hope he checks the brake lines in his car. So yeah, I hope he does as well. So the fact that he had the balls to say that I have a whole lot of respect for him just for that alone. So yeah, I wouldn't have said that because I don't have the balls to say that, but the fact that he did I have a ton of respect for him for saying that. So yeah. But yeah, he's talking about the flight logs. So they haven't released the flight logs, and they haven't released the flight logs from Epstein's plane. So yeah, and I don't know for a fact if Kimmel was on that list. Like I said, I don't know about it. I don't know if he was or isn't because the list hasn't been released. So I can't say Kimmel has been. But it wouldn't surprise me if he was, though. It wouldn't surprise me. So yeah. Like, it's incredibly shocking stuff right there. So yeah. Oh yeah, I haven't gotten to the last topic yet, but I'll go right through it quickly. So yeah, we can wrap this up because like it's about 12. It's almost 12:30 here, and plus I still got to make some salmon because I have to eat something before I go to bed. Because for my carnivore diet, I have to eat something. So yeah, let me get right into that right here. Okay, let me go right there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get right into we're gonna go right into the final thing before I head out here. And this is coming from Breitbart. So yeah. If you guys didn't know, the Democrat Supreme Court in New Mexico, they allow illegal immigrants to become lawyers now in the country, in the state. Like I said, Democrat Governor Grisham's New Mexico Supreme Court appointees allow illegal aliens to become lawyers. Like that's just another thing right there. So yeah, like because this is, you see right here, like they're just trying to take over the country right here, trying to make sure illegals have a say in a lot of things, even though they shouldn't be able to because they're not citizens. So yeah, as you guys can clearly see right here, all this this is extremely shocking stuff right here. So yeah. Yeah. Following other sanctuary states, a rule backed by the New Mexico Supreme Court will allow illegal aliens to practice law in the state. The sanctuary of California of all places, not surprising, enacted a similar law signed by then Governor Jerry Browse in 2013, Wow, I didn't know it was in 2013 when that happened, but yeah. Grissom facing a tough re-election against Republican challenger Mark Ronchetti, or something like that. Grissom's going to win that because it's New Mexico. New Mexico is one of the most blue states in the country, so that just tells you right there. Appointed 4 of the 5 justices who sit on the state Supreme Court. 4 of the 5 of them? Wow. That's rare that kind of thing happens. The only justice not appointed by Grissom was elected to the court in 2018. So, yeah, like, you guys get this entire thing right here. So, yeah. As you get right there, like, I'm not going to go read more into it. I was going to talk more about it, but got off guard and talking about Zuckerberg for a lot longer than I was going to. But you see it right there, guys. So, yeah. Okay. Kimmel and Horata Sayas, I'm botching that, I know that, have been accused of something recently. So I wouldn't put it past them. So I can't confirm that. I have not read that story about, especially if it's recent, I have not read that. I haven't heard about it. But if it is, I wouldn't necessarily be surprised about it. So, yeah, I wouldn't be that too surprised about it. So, yeah, it's incredibly creepy stuff. So, yeah. Come on. I voted yes on Prop 187. So, okay. Interesting. So, yeah, you voted on that. So, yeah. You called it, Artemis. The courts are corrupt. 100% right there. So, yeah. Right there. The courts are extremely corrupt at the end of the day when you look at it. So, yeah, it's incredibly scary stuff right here. So, yeah. All right. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out now because I gotta go cook some salmon because I'm on a carnivore diet. I have to eat enough meat. So yeah, because I'm actually hungry right now. So yeah. Thank you guys for coming here and joining this live because this is the first episode I've done with the Shure SM7B, my new mic, and this new camera. The audio sounds much better. The image quality is much better. So yeah. You guys can have a much better experience when watching this. I love that it looks like this now. So, yeah. All right, guys. Make sure, like this video, subscribe to this channel, share this video, and turn on notifications because my channel is shadow banned, and I need to undo that because I need to undo the shadow banning from my channel so my channel can grow. Like a whole bunch of other YouTubers, they are shadow banned as hell, and we need to get to prevent that from happening and break that algorithm. Also, if you're watching this on Rumble, live on Rumble, like this video and subscribe to this channel on Rumble. Also, follow me on all the other social media platforms too, so I'm trying to grow the brand as a whole. All right, guys, this has been the Ray Infinity Show podcast, episode number 61. I'm your host, Ray. Catch you guys later. Peace!